Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is September 20th, 2012. This is Texan TV News from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas, and I am Lacey Massey. In today's headlines, SWAT held its first movie on the lawn of the school year. The spirit of Tarleton inside us all. AT&T hosts a no texting and driving campaign. The Cowboys' Lee is ready to move on from a flattening block. A Milwaukee woman is accused of killing a pregnant woman, and the death toll in a pipeline fire rises. And now for today's top story. More than 150 people turned out for Wednesday night's SWAT movie on the lawn. SWAT's executive team picked up the Avengers for the first film of the year. The film was shown at 9 p.m. behind the Rec Sports Center. Free popcorn and drinks were distributed to the students, and the Purple Poo made an appearance as well. Michelle Perkins, a 19-year-old sophomore from Farmersville, Texas, said being able to watch the movie outside for free with fellow students was an awesome experience. SWAT's next event in Rock the Vote, which will take place on September 27th at Thompson Student Center. Now a special report from Allison Sullivan, a junior in public relations and event management planning from Sadler, Texas.
For more than 113 years, Tarleton State University has embraced a wide variety of sacred traditions. From the 254 oak trees to Oscar P., Tarleton's gates are always open to those who embrace the spirit of Tarleton. To the students of Tarleton, it is a home away from home and even the start of a new chapter in our lives, because of the relationship we share with individuals and the traditions we hold dear. For those who hold Tarletons close to their hearts, their traditions are extremely important to them. Since 1899, Tarleton's unique history has grown and become more diverse every day, from staying off our deep lush grass to not walking on the sill to beating the drum. These are just some of the traditions that Tarleton students follow. Rusty Juergens, a former Purple Poo, charter plowboy member, a member of Kappa Alpha fraternity, and now the Dean of Student Life, has spent 33 years on the Tarleton campus. Juergens said, "The relationships we form, the connections that we make, the pride we take into our school, to the antics of the Poo and to the shenanigans of plowboys. That's the spirit of Tarleton." Although Tarleton is known for its many traditions, it all started out as one man's dream. One of the oldest and dearest traditions is the spirit of John Tarleton. John Tarleton is not only the founder of our school, but the man who made the legendary walk from Tennessee to Stephenville, Texas. Even today, students stay off the grass because it is believed that John Tarleton was buried with his pet duck, Oscar P., somewhere on the Tarleton's campus. Staying off the grass is just one of the many traditions that we are encouraged to follow and has been part of the Tarleton traditions for years. Traditions is the past that ensures the classes of Tarleton together, brings the students here, and is more than attending classes in a bunch of buildings. It is becoming part of a shared heritage passed down from the next generation to the next Texans of Stephenville.
Thank you, Allison. In Stephenville news, AT&T launched its campaign against texting and driving in Stephenville on Wednesday. Stephenville AT&T store manager Steve Adams said that the company has millions of dollars invested in the campaign to end the growing problem of texting and driving. According to Adams, texting and driving has become the #1 killer of teens in America and is also more dangerous than drinking and driving. Adams also stated that there have been over 2,000 deaths on Texas roads due to texting and driving. AT&T is also putting up billboards across the nation warning drivers about the dangers of distracted driving. Company representatives will also be speaking and handing out the information to junior high and high school students about the problem. For more information, go to itcanwait.com. In Texas news, the Associated Press reports that American Airlines and American Eagle say that they will cancel 300 flights this week to cope with a high number of pilots reporting sick and an increase in maintenance reports filled by the crews. That's 1.25% of the 24,000 flights that were scheduled by the two airlines, which are owned by AMR Corp. The two airlines had already canceled 249 flights this week by Wednesday afternoon. A flight tracking service said that suggesting that cancellations might far exceed American's estimate. AMR said Wednesday that it canceled the flights in advance to avoid inconveniencing passengers. Earlier this week, American said it would cut its schedule through the end of October by up to 2%. American has canceled more flights than any U.S. airline each day for the past week, according to flight tracking service FlightAware. In national news, the Associated Press reports a Milwaukee woman accused of killing a pregnant woman and trying to steal her fetus described the attack in a video prosecutors played for jurors Wednesday. In the video, they told investigators she repeatedly bashed the victim in the head with a baseball bat before choking her to death. Prosecutors played about 38 minutes of the 90-minute police interview. In the recording, she describes how she attacked 23-year-old Maritza Ramez Cruz and performed a crude cesarean section with a small blade in the hopes she could pass the baby off as her own. The 34-year-old has pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of first-degree intentional homicide in the deaths of the mother and the full-term fetus. A conviction on either count carries a mandatory life sentence. Although a judge could allow for possibility of parole, Wisconsin does not have the death penalty. Her public defender contends the homicides weren't intentional during cross-examination. Gomez said she was sorry for the girl and she never meant for the baby to die. The trial, which began Tuesday, could go to the jury as early as Thursday. In international news, the Associated Press reports the death toll in a pipeline fire at distribution plant near the U.S. border with Mexico has risen to 29, according to Mexico's state-owned oil company's statement Wednesday. At least 46 others were injured and more might be missing. Juan Jose Suarez, director of the state-owned Petróleos Mexicanos company, told local media earlier in the day that at least 5 workers had not been seen since the blast. On Tuesday, the company, known as Pemex, said on its Twitter account that a total of 7 more people were unaccounted for. President Felipe Calderon said the quick reaction to emergency teams prevented a real catastrophe by controlling the fire before it reached huge tanks of a neighboring gas processing plant. The enormous fire Tuesday hit a distribution center near the border with Texas that handles natural gas coming in from wells and sends it to a processing plant next door. Calderon praised the oil-field workers, firefighters, and soldiers who battled the blaze. The blast and ensuing fire left charred tanks and a mound of tangled steel at the wall plant near the border city of Reynosa, according to McAllen, Texas. Today's forecast is a high of 91 with a low of 61, with 0% chance of rain. Today's broadcast was produced by Savannah Trantham, Alex Zoki, and Shawnee Wagner. You can follow us on ustream.tv/user/Texan News Service. Don't forget to tell your friends about us and become a fan of Texan TV News on Facebook. I am Lacey Massey. Tune in tomorrow for the latest news from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas.